That was so close. I almost had the nerd sports intro on. But welcome, dingers, to Ding podcast, where we talk wrestling and we just go over events that happened recently, and then we go back in the history stuff. We look back, see what's happening. So I'm David Dickerman, Trey Welts. Damn, I'm buck your name up, and Chino.
I got him. Trey Witzel, ladies and gentlemen. The Raging Cajun, ladies and gentlemen, from New Iberia.
I thought about this as we make like wrestling names. Trainwreck Trey.
No, I already have him as Trey Hitman Hart.
Trainwreck is one of my favorite strains.
And then remember, I have you as Davy Boy Ding.
Davy Boy Ding.
Davy Boy Ding.
I was going Madcap Dave.
Hey, whatever works. I just went with those. I was like,
yeah,
I went with those because they rolled off the tongue really well, and I was like, I like these. I'm gonna go. That's why I have you on my phone.
I can't really argue that fact, only because of the basic fact of you actually do this for fun.
No. Now I do.
So before we get into Raw, I would like to recap a little wrestling match I went to the other night.
Dude, you sent those photos. I literally asked, I was like, is he okay? Do I need to make a drive?
He was fucked up for sure. Like, Chino, what was wrong with your eyes?
Okay, so
well, for some context, Chino was supposed to main event a match against Bryson Scott this past Saturday night at War at the Luchador 2 here at Luchador Bar. And Chino texted me that afternoon and said, "Hey, brother, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm at Audie Murphy. I can't fucking see, and I might be going blind." And we'll go from there.
So I woke up. I just couldn't open my eyes. I couldn't see. I'm like, I washed my hands. I'm not a nasty person. So, but they said it was conjunctivitis, whatever, pink eye. I'm like, wait. And they're like, no. We looked at your eye. We did everything. There's no fecal matter or anything like that. Something got in your eye, though. It infected your eyes. I'm all, damn. All right. And so I'm doing a podcast, sir. Don't be doing that. So my roommate over here, like, pretended to do the jerk off motion into my face. So what happened is that I got out and they gave me these awesome eye drops, but I couldn't see still. I had those patches on for 24 hours. So I'm like, well, I gotta go to the show still. I have to go. It was again, Candy was like, "Are you sure you want to go? We don't have to go." A lot of people are like, "Please don't go. You're gonna be fine. We don't need you." I'm like, Nah, I'm going.
I'm going
because So I go in there and I'm legitimately like holding on to like people. Trey sees me. He guides me from my elephant trunk, and it was just
baby elephant.
Baby elephant. And it was just one of those things where I just had to be at the show. Didn't know I was gonna be involved, but I mean, okay, let's do it. I can see now. I'm good to go.
So you're legitimately hurt.
Yeah. So
that's a shoot.
My eyes are still like red. Or even if they're puffing around.
Yeah.
But I'm good to go now. Like I had to miss Monday work, and I told my boss, and my boss is a vet. So he's like, "You got your documentation?" Showed him a picture of it. He's all, "I'll see you Tuesday, bitch. I'm on." So, but yeah, I'm good to go now. That was fun. The show was good. We had roughly about 250 people there.
That's not bad.
In a parking lot, in a bar parking lot.
And it was dusty as hell, and still that many.
Well, I'm glad I had my eyes covered,
dude. Okay, I'm surprised. I was like, we did our episode Friday, and I was surprised I had an internet. It was that bad. Throughout the whole
day, was the weather just that bad, or the wind, or
I live close to the Panhandle.
Oh, never mind. You live in Tornado Valley.
Yeah, we have the world's worst tornado It's called Terrible Tuesday, April 11th, 1978. Or no, 1979. It was called Terrible Tuesday. It was one of the worst tornadoes ever.
Damn.
Yeah. But getting back to the story, the winds were so bad that power was going out constantly over in
Damn,
my
dude.
apartment complex. Yeah. I-88, I believe, 3 semis got thrown over because it
Damn.
was 86 miles an hour wind.
Oh
Did
yeah,
we-
those red flag warnings are off the roof. Then we're off the chart.
Yeah. I don't know how bad was it down in San Antonio? Did y'all have like red skies?
It wasn't so much that it was wind was that bad. It was just when it would pick up, the dust would just go everywhere. And
Oh
and
no,
go-
we had the entire dust storm from the Panhandle coming at us.
Oh, no,
the
ours,
entire day, the entire sky was red.
the worst.
ours was
I
like
guess,
15 to 20 miles an hour, and then we catch like 40-mile-an-hour gusts that would
yeah.
last
Oh,
a
yeah.
while.
Last time I saw red skies like that in Iraq.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
taking my first. This was
basically-
03, taking my first shower after 3 weeks of living in my mop gear. I'm like, man, I feel great. I got a shower. I got a
Red
Oh,
wall.
more. So you just stand there and you take it and you're like, close your eyes or put your goggles back on. Then you're like, oh, I look like Sandman. Great. Go right back to the shower. And yeah, but the wind wasn't that bad Saturday. Oh, then again, I couldn't really see. So,
Yeah, it wasn't getting in your eyes.
I had to.
Well,
So
yeah.
we get to the main event, or not the main event, the co-main of the night, and Bryson comes out and cuts a little mini promo on Chino, who's
I didn't do anything. They're blind.
yeah, he's just sitting there. He's like, dude, I beat your ass tonight, but I can't.
to be funny is you should have pointed him the opposite direction and him like screaming out. It's like, oh, fuck you up right
Well,
now.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
so then
Trey,
one of
had you done
Chino's
that, I'd be
buddies,
pissed.
what was the wrestler's name that took your place?
Oh, Estelaris Jr. Great guy. Awesome luchador. He's done TV time for like Lucha Underground. He's done TV time for AAA, CMLL. So he's an awesome guy. I love the dude. I have traveled many roads with him.
Yeah,
So he's the only one that I was like, and while a lot of people didn't understand what he was saying, basically he Will Smith, Bryson was like, keep Chino's name out your mother effing mouth.
So he puts an ass whooping on Bryson, and Bryson gets a little bit of color with a beer bottle. And then
it was a Wheatley's bottle.
Well, no, he got the color from the beer bottle.
Oh, from the beer bottle. But
yeah,
then they had a Wheatley's bottle.
Cut it first, and then at the end,
You sent me the video of that.
Yeah,
I saw that. I was like, oh.
Yeah. So he busts the Wheatley's bottle. They go to get up, and Chino's just there, kind of like, "Hey, come on, man, I'll help you up." And Bryson realizes, he gets back to his feet. He's still kind of stunned. He realizes who's helping him up, and he freaking super kicks Chino in the mouth.
Legitimately, super kicks me. I eat the kick. I hit the ground, and there's people legitimately. What the? He just kicked a blind dude. He just kicked Chino. Get him! So he's going to the locker room, and by this time I'm pissed because I'm like, bro, what did I do to you? In my infinite wisdom,
was it a stunt kick or was it like
no? It
It
was a shoot.
Oh,
Like it wrecked. I was like, my jaw actually still a little bit hurts.
Yeah,
but he did it, and in my infinite wisdom, which I should have effing known better, I ripped my eye patches off because I'm just mad. I want to see where he's at.
You can't go back and say effing after you've already said fucking.
Sir, I'm trying not to. All right, fuck it. Whatever then. Fuck it. All right, fine. We're doing it live. All right. So I rip off my eye patches. I open my eyes. As soon as I do that, I close my eyes because my eyes are so sensitive to light at the time still. that even though it's dark and we have like party lights up,
Strobe lights.
I'm blind. I'm still blind. So I'm like, dude, just get me to the seat. Get me to the seat. So they get me to the seat. I'm like, dude, I need something to cover. Someone gives me a bandana. I wrap the bandana over my eyes like I'm Kenshi from Mortal
Fucking
Kombat.
Karate Kid.
And then a bunch of kids out of nowhere just come up to me and like, Chino, are you okay? Chino, are you okay? Chino, I'm like, guys, I'm fine. I promise. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, guys, I promise I'm fine. Let me get my vision back, and I'm gonna kick his butt. And all the kids are like, oh, Chino, and I'm like, yeah,
It was cute as hell, man.
They're like,
cute.
I love wrestling.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, at least it's not like what happened to Jake the Snake. I mean, someone got they got pissed off at him for being a heel at the time, and the little lady like razor cutted him.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I have
him,
been
right?
there for a couple of Jake's downfall moments. Especially the one where it was me and it was like a memorial show, but it's the one where he exposed himself to the whole crowd. He was drunk. They had to pin him. And then in the video, you like it's a half second of me, but you see Ray Rowe, who is also known as is it Eric? He's one of the War Raiders. The bald one. They were known as the Viking Experience or the Viking Raiders, or
yeah, they're a SmackDown tag team.
Okay, they're two big dudes. They got big beards.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now they're the War Raiders again, and so the bald-headed one is Ray. Real good friend of mine. Him and his wife. I love both of them. I was at their wedding. It was great. It was cool. But you see where like he's holding Jake back, like, no, Jake, you don't want to do this. And like fans are trying to fight Jake, and like everyone's trying to fight Jake. And you see me, all 5'7" of me behind Jake. No, you don't want to do this, bro. You want to do this. Like, dude, I'm glad DDP saved him. So we got that. But on to actually something that matters.
Let's get into Raw.
Let's get into Raw.
Yeah. Yes, that promo was on fire. John Cena
promo.
His promo since the whole Elimination Chamber, and it was half somber and half just. I think that he was like, "Screw you guys, I get to go ham."
So I want to say that it was like 80% shoot, 20% work, because these are things he wanted to get off his head or off his chest. Like
that was just like Howdy, the Uncle Howdy bit where Bo Dallas was talking to Uncle Howdy. Dude, I cried.
So here's the thing:
I was at that point one time that I wish I could have like an out of body experience talking about all the stuff that happened, especially losing your brother like that.
Here's the thing, man. With Rotunda, man, was that so we were down there in FCW, like him and his brother, like in FCW, they ran FCW. They had it. They had it. But you could tell Rotunda was just like, damn, dude, like he really has it. Like he's gonna be something big. Like, and then I love how they made him kind of like the what's that dude name's Waylon Mercy? The Waylon Mercy knockoff. Not knockoff, but like he took a lot of his character from Waylon Mercy back in the day. If you don't know who that is, look him up.
Okay.
It was kind of like the Robert De Niro character from Cape Fear. Okay, you got to do your research. I'm telling you, man. But like his promos even back then were just like you were just like, oh, because you get up. Okay, so you'd get up, you'd work out, you go over spots. No, you do the exercise and you get ring time. After ring time, you work out again. Then you do promo. After promo, you would either go back to where you're staying or you'd go work like your night job, your whatever job. A lot of people got like bartenders, doormen, stuff like that, just for like supplemental cash. but it was just like
I remember this guy, but I just don't remember.
when you if you watch his promos, him and the way he worked, like you're like, damn, like Bray got it. And I'm not saying Bray bit, or how do the other kids say bit or whatever, but he it was a huge influence for him. And it was just it was so great the way they ran with it. So great the way that they like he took it, put his spin on it and ran with it. But it was one of those things where like that was every day. That was boom, 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 boom. Unless it was a show day, and if you're on show day or you were security, whatever the case may be, then they did that. But for the most part, like you could just tell, like this. Damn, dude, like you would get even now. I'm just getting, but you could just tell like he was gonna be something big, and he was. Yeah, Dan Spivey. So Dan Spivey, if you do your research, was also part of I forget the name of that tag team. Him and Psycho Sid or Sid Justice.
I just had it up, man.
Dude, they were known for like beating the shit out of people. Like if you didn't sell, like if you sold for them, let's say like you're wrestling, right? Especially look up Mike Blackwell. Look up that. This dude thought he was Superman. He thought he was Cena before Cena. And they were beating his ass, and he just got back up, and he got back up, and he wasn't selling. His partner was selling, so you just see Dan like stay out of the ring, doesn't like shoot throw him, but work shoots, and the guy goes out of the ring, and like every time he would come in like, and then they'd kick him, but they beat the shit out of him.
It was Sid Vicious versus Dave Spacey beating up Mac Blackwell. The jobber who wouldn't sell. Yeah.
Yep. Dude, when you watch that, you're like, yeah. So Spivey, Spivey is one of those guys that was like, he just had the mind for the business. He was so smart about it.
Okay.
And what does that do? We talked about Bray Wyatt, because what did Bray Wyatt do? Bray Wyatt called Cena's heel turn years ago. We get the heel turn.
Well, no. Okay. Even Cena said it wasn't a call. What it was John Cena already had plans to go heel a long time ago. I mean, he had what we was gonna do and everything, and they decided against it. He was supposed to turn heel like long time ago. He even said it on the podcast. He's like,
it was supposed to be like a singlet, and it was supposed to be like another song on his album and stuff like that. But they're like, no, this and that, and it was just one of those things where I understand, like he got fed up.
Yeah,
he was tired. He was tired of being,
dude. I don't think it's any of that shit at all. I think it's all 100% fucking work.
Yeah.
Like
okay. No. The point that he finally talks. If you look, I mean, I'm like, when I'm super focused, I can pick up on everything. You can see him smile, going, "This is fun." And he does it for like a split second, and you can catch it a little bit. He's like, and then he goes on his spiel.
I just don't think there's no way. I don't think there's any way that he doesn't go back babyface before this is over.
No.
He will.
He's finally able to do the villain, and he's having fun with it. Which
was funny, because hours before that, he was doing Make-A-Wish with all
I still love that. I still love that the not the meme, but the video of they showing all the kids and everything from the Make-A-Wish after he was all the crap.
No,
dude, the look on those kids' faces. The look on those kids' faces in the crowd last night when he was like, "Yeah, that kid, fuck that kid."
Oh, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Oh, they showed that one kid, and that kid was just like that kid legitimately was like, I'm gonna go home and unalive myself now.
Oh my god.
No, it was great. There was this one TikTok video that
went going one way or another.
They went so viral where these kids are just crying on the dad's leg. Touchdown! And they're Mexican there. El one and the dad's drinking a beer and he's all just patting him on the back and he's laughing his ass off. He's all like, stupids.
I thought they were in Germany.
They were.
There's a video though. There's a when Elimination Chamber happened. And they were showing like live reactions. No, they were in Brussels last night, which is funny because he came out as the same with the Brussels shirt, the flag, everything, and it was just like
he just took it a lot slower than he usually does. I mean,
it was one of those things where what's up? You good? It was one of those things where he's airing it out, he's getting off his chest at the same time too. He's like, man, maybe I'm going to tell you how I feel, but do I really want to do this? Like I said, when Cody said, I'm the captain now, when Cody was all, like I said, go a year ago, right before WrestleMania, Cody is now, he's acting like The Rock. That's what I'm saying. I'm calling it. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, and y'all can make fun of me when we do the podcast after, or if we do a live. Anyways. If we do a live reaction to Mania, I'm down for that.
Oh, we can't do a live Well, we could. Yeah. We just have to.
We can. We just can't show any footage.
We can't show any footage. We can't show any, even the sound.
No, that's fine. We can talk about it though. We can be watching and be like, "Oh, like we can do that."
Commentary.
I've done live reactions before.
Okay.
So yeah, you can't show any footage, you can't do any sound.
But you're just basically doing your own commentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're just like, oh, and then this and that, and
and we
we do that.
Okay, and we can't talk about the match.
No, yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay. We can't.
No, like I said,
that's not going to get any strikes.
As we're watching it, like
think about
I guess to where
think about Joe Rogan. Think about Rogan doing the fight companions.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
They
like,
sit there and watch and commentate live.
We can't show any footage. We can't air any of the sound. But as far as us, we can describe. We can do play by play if we want.
Yeah,
because we're not showing it, or they don't hear it. It's not a trade. Someone trademarked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, and always remember this, guys. Always remember this. Shawn Michaels' real first name is Michael. And Michael Cole's real first name is Sean. Remember that.
That's terrible.
It is. Michael, it isn't terrible?
Hold on. Michael Sean Hickenbottom.
Hold on.
No, it's just Michael Hickenbottom.
I got a button for that.
No, his middle name's Sean.
Dead. Is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
So we're not going to go into that, but okay. Ooh, I mean,
product
anyways, so the signing of the women's match.
Well, we didn't finish the promo yet.
Oh, please. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because once again, Cody.
Because when Cody came out after Cena stood there, in my opinion, fucking whining for about 13 minutes. Cody came out and told him to shut the hell up.
I was like, is this gonna end anytime soon? No, fuck.
And then
it was a long speech.
And then Cody sits there and tells him, "Hey, you sound like a whiny bitch." Boom.
Here's the thing:
drops the mic and walks out.
Here's the thing: is that like that was all once again. So when you're putting a match together, it's called the pop, is what it's called.
Right.
It's like that whole back and forth, putting the mic down, walking out, getting the mic back. That's a back and forth with the audience, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And then he gives a speech. It's like, damn. And then when he comes out the end, that's the pop. And you're like, oh, and that's when Cody comes out like, okay, boom. Because there's a formula to it. But
I think Cody stole that promo last night. I think I think the promo that he cut on Cena was better than Cena's whole shit.
That promo, and that promo reminded me of, and work with me on this one. That promo reminded me of
how you never made it as a wise man.
A Cactus Jack, circa 95 ECW.
I'm a big Cactus Jack fan, so I'm okay with that. I mean,
I go back and look at some of his promos and the way he just spoke to the audience, the way he spoke to his opponents, the way he just didn't care. He was like, I'm done with you. Like, we're doing this. That's the vibe I got anyways. I'm once again, I may be wrong. I'm not a subject matter expert. I'm not. But I've watched a little wrestling in my day, so I mean.
Cody said,
I'm not gonna push up my glasses going, gee, this is where it's supposed to be. And this is actually, sir, you have no warrant. Because it's all speculations. I mean, you could have like a little bit of a inside look even behind the curtain, and they could change everything within like, I think they know we're gonna do it, so we're gonna change it. And they do that a lot. I mean, look what happened. The biggest one was when was it Batista and John Cena going in the ropes at the same time?
Batista was supposed to win that one.
Yeah, Batista was supposed to win
the match.
And then not the greatest thing, but one of the greatest incidents when Vince McMahon blew out both hammies,
both quads at the same time.
Yes.
And for the longest time, he would give Triple H shit. Well, I blew out both quads, and he only blew out the same one twice. And you know what? We get it, dog. We get it. You got the brass rings, and you're built from different material. We get that.
I mean, Triple H has like now something to say because he's had a heart attack while wrestling, and the only one to do that was Larry the King Lawler, but he was just announcing.
No, Flair.
Huh?
Flair's last match.
Did he have a heart attack?
Yeah, he even said it. He had a heart attack when when it was him and Andrade versus Jarrett and was it Lethal?
I think so. I didn't know that
at the Jim Crockett promotion.
Oh, okay.
It was it was like it's supposed to be his last final match ever, and that's where like Hogan and like Taker and everyone was there, and like it was just. I'm sorry, I'm a nobody. I get that, and he's a 16-time world. Well, actually more, but 16-time.
Mm-hmm.
But that match is horrible.
Yeah. I remember now on the Joe Rogan podcast he was talking
because he's laying there on the ground, and Andrade's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And he's like, finally, I guess snaps out of it. He's like, and he's like, "Yeah, I had like a heart attack or two during that match." Like, oh man, like you supposed to be like fishing or like on some oceanfront or some lakefront property, and you out here selling Viagra and wrestling. You need to calm down, man.
It'll probably be up today or tomorrow, but Rogan just had Ric Flair on again.
Did he really?
Yeah, I saw the picture on Instagram.
I just watched the Burt Kreischer one. That was pretty good.
I'm watching it when we finish up this podcast.
It was pretty decent.
Good.
You know, I listen to Rogan like when I'm driving, especially when I'm driving back from the Valley because they're long episodes. So like I listen to that all the way back to there and back with episodes I miss. I
got a 12-hour shift where I do nothing but look at parts. So that's all.
And I won't be in. As of right now, my next show in the Valley ain't until June. So, but I'm pretty sure that's going to change because this whole incident happened, and now I got to be down there.
What's going to happen between you and Bryson? Y'all got anything coming up together, or
maybe?
No,
more likely yes. But
I know 2 sold tickets.
but it's gonna be you think that last match he had was kind of colored.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Do you have like area location I can look at? Maybe use a rangefinder and see a slightly sloped roof, I'll take care of things.
I mean, Trey can just record it and send it to you.
That's not what I was getting at, but I
Well,
like.
what were you? I'm so sorry. What were you
I
getting
can't,
at, sir?
I can't say it. We're on live, but people can figure it out.
I got it.
Okay, Trey
Go
got
ahead.
it.
Dude, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
Slightly
I'm beat
sloped
up right now.
roof.
Yeah, yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I've been putting together electronical parts for prisons.
Oh my God, it was an assassination joke.
I get it now. God, working the bit. Damn it.
The ticket's still there. I mean, you can.
Yeah,
cash
I
it
mean,
in
it's
anytime.
still selling. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
So,
But anyways, so Cody comes out. Cody owns him.
Go ahead.
No, so Cody comes out. Cody owns him. That okay?
Yeah,
There we go.
and John
Oh.
not saying anything back to Cody and just kind of walking out all mopey. I thought that was
Well,
appropriate.
he's been doing that. I mean, he did that right after the first part of the screw job, and during the press conference, he's just like, he just walks out, and he just, in my opinion, it just looks like he's a little bit mopey. I mean, if he could just bring like the fierceness of evil of what he done, but it doesn't look like he's like, because he even said in the program, I'm not going to be the heel, I'm not going to be the good guy, I'm just being the human. I think
Yeah.
that's what way he's trying to get at, honestly, because if he did like a full heel turn, even during that whole talking, you at least see like them going at it a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I think he took a lot of that promo from when Hogan made his turn, like the intensity and the tone and all that.
He still like took somebody out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking about the intensity, like the tone, the way he talked to the crowd after, like you never heard. It was always say your prayers, eat your vitamins.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
You
I
know.
see what you're getting at now. You're
There's a good wrestling conspiracy about that.
That he wasn't supposed to be the third member.
No. It has to do with Vince Russo.
With Russo.
We'll get to that here in a second.
We'll get to that after.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, that's really all I have to say about. That's really all I have to say about that. As far as that match goes,
The
my
other
favorite match. What's that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say my favorite match of the night by far was the LWO versus what are they?
American Made.
American Made. I wanted to say bench made, like the knife.
Well, I love
the only good match of the night.
I love Chad Gable still doing the whole mask thing because, and of course, you know it's him. When they did that when they did that Monday thing, of course, it was a plant that they used because WWE just put it for trademark a luchador gimmick, Americano Grande.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Let
just put in that trademark.
Find this out on our own.
So you know what? I'm gonna quote.
Hey, nobody said this show can't be a source.
I'm gonna quote something. I'm gonna quote something from one of my favorite promotions I've worked for. Damn, God his ass. I'm gonna quote something from one of my favorite promotions I've worked for a couple of times. It's a company called Hood Slam out of California, and their tagline on all their flyers is "Fuck the fans." Okay. And the other one is "Don't bring your fucking kids."
Oh, okay.
Well,
they have a very awesome specialty matches like the Iron Lung match. I've never participated in it, but it's one where everyone has a green cigarette, and whoever's on the outside tag partners, they are partaking in it while the other two are wrestling. When they tag out, they give the tag partner who just tagged out will take it over and will partake in that cigarette, that green cigarette. Once that cigarette is done, then you can go for the pin.
They got to take medicine.
There you go. It's their medicinal person.
It's a medicinal match.
There you go.
Yeah.
They have cards. All of them have cards.
Okay.
But anyways, I liked how the women's went down.
Oh yeah. That was okay. My thing on that one, and I know it's gonna be just for show and everything, but hear me out. If she signs the contract, is she part of the match?
So Scrap, I'm not gonna say I know him, but I know Scrap Daddy. And Scrap Daddy gonna be like, all right, you know what? It's a 3-way. We're gonna make it a 3-way. Y'all can't keep your hands off each other. Y'all want to do this? It's a 3-way.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
you can see the writing on the wall, even if you're blind, and you can feel the bumps.
Scrap Daddy is one of those like he's following the script, this and that, but I know, and in his mind, it just makes sense. These three need to go at it. These three just need to go at it.
Producing and it's writing, not him, right?
Well, yeah.
You should have learned Braille when you lost your eyesight.
I'm not taking this anymore. I'm leaving. No, I know he
ball going home.
Packing
he's
my
one of those
balls
that
and
he
going home.
doesn't write the script. He does help produce it, this and that. But it's one of those like, I guess it's that inner mark in all of us. It's like I don't want to see just one person. I want to see all three of these people go down. I want to see how what they're gonna do, what crazy stuff they're gonna do, because you have the brawler and the brute in Ripley, you have that strength and technician in Bianca, and then you have this aerial genius in
Io Sky.
well, the marking me is you. But yeah, Io Sky. That's gonna be. I'm sorry, that's gonna be the match. I hope that it's not an opener. I hope it's a semi. I don't see it main eventing.
It might main event 9-1.
No, my night one's. It's gonna be Roman.
No, I think
Rollins and Punk.
No, I think that's going to be like,
Or it could be a 4-way.
No, it has to be a main event. What they probably do is the first day is the women's belt, and the next day, because they don't have
I think the next day you open up with the triple threat match with Punk and Reigns.
You open up with the women's match.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, so where do you slide Gunther and Jay?
Night 2, first match.
Or it could be like the second to last match.
No,
I don't think they'll set it up that way.
I see night 2 will probably be only because because of the name. Night 2 semi will probably be Tiffany and Charlotte.
Okay. Now, before we end, are we going to end the Raw segment on this one?
Oh, y'all tell me. I'm following y'all.
Jay came out, had a quick match.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Gunther jumped in. Jay got the better of him this week finally.
Yeah, it's going to go back and forth until WrestleMania.
I think Gunther will get the better of him more times than not, but I think Jay's going to get those moments like this week up until.
I see Jay winning with the sleeper.
Yeah.
Only because Gunther's been going at it and going with the sleeper, It only makes sense for him to take you with the sleeper. Honestly, I see Bianca losing because Cargill's going to jump in. Because you're taking Naomi out.
They and then as far as the main event, Braun Breaker destroyed everybody. You know,
Yeah.
kept his belt.
It's Braun Breaker.
They're not gonna give Braun Breaker's belt away until like WrestleMania, if anything.
What they could do is wait till his cousin gets trained up, because his cousin's coming in as a Steiner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can come in as a Steinbreaker. They can come in as Breaking Stein. You have to understand, like that. Have you seen his son with in the chain metal?
Dude,
Yeah,
the
thing with
genetic
his- with-
code-
And that
genetic
if he
code,
doesn't go to the NFL.
Nah, he's not going to go to the NFL. And I'll tell you why he's not going to go to the
Does
NFL.
he still-
I don't know who you are. You wanna go to the
Does he still
NFL?
have 2 years? I think he's
I
still got
mean-
2 years of eligibility.
He does, but I mean, what kind of contract do you think they might throw at him, because they're like, dude, this is something we need to jump on now, while he's really healthy, while we can mold him, and you understand, like Scott for the longest time, and he said it on podcasts, I hate the WWE, this and that, and he's like, you know what? Let me dial that back, because you know what? They just signed my nephew. Let me see what happens.
Yeah.
They signed my nephew. Bam. Now we're in the Hall of Fame. Bam. Now they signed my son to an NIL contract. Like, that family is covered because you got to remember, he has 2 other sons. One's a basketball player and one's like a discus or like a field event guy.
Yeah.
So that family's taken care of, dude. Like, it's one of those things like, oof. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I see him probably signing within the next year.
He may. I mean, I know he's playing on scholarship right now. So I don't know. I'd have to look at what their prospects on him are.
I would think maybe let him finish, maybe just to get his degree, just so he has something to fall back on. Because that's what a lot of the old timers used to tell us. A lot of the old timers would be like, get a degree in something, just because you never know this. Because look at these guys still wrestling, and I'm not talking trash, but look at these guys still wrestling. I know who that is. What's up? I know exactly who that is. Sup, homie? You suck at bowling. So
throw that out there.
So you have to understand that's like it's one of those things where, dude, like,
it's still going to be interesting to see.
it is. It's just the old timers always harped on have something to fall back on. Always have something to fall back on, because you don't want to be like some of us who are still wrestling in our 60s, our 50s, our 70s. Like, it's sad seeing some of these guys at like conventions. You're like, oh, damn,
dude.
Yeah, I've seen some of them at conventions, and they're not and this is going off of just as an actor. The guy that played Booger?
Yeah.
From Revenge of the Nerds? Dude, I was watching Supernatural. I was just, going through, because he played Metatron in Supernatural. And I noticed something after going to see him at a Comic-Con was he's always sitting down. He's never standing up.
Yeah, just like in Hancock. If you watch Hancock, he's in Hancock.
Yeah.
And he's always sitting down.
And there's a reason why. Man cannot move. He's like,
yeah.
That's how, like, they're all stoved up like Jake and Razor were before they got to DDP Yoga.
Yeah.
He's rolling up in wheelchairs and shit. They can't move anymore, dude. It's like their joints seize up.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the hips, the knees, this shit's gotta, I mean, Chino, it's gotta suck.
I'm fortunate to where, like, I didn't get way up there. Don't get me wrong. For a good while, wrestling paid my bills. I was wrestling, boom, 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 boom. And they're like, hey, you want to do death matches? We'll pay you more. Well, okay then. Should have probably stayed in my lane. I hurt every day. And sometimes, like, Candy, she has to forcibly My alarm will go off. Okay, I'm getting ready for work. And I'm like, she'll wake up. She's like, hold on. And she will turn her body, get her legs, and shove me where I hit the wall. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, thanks, babe.
I think she
Okay,
prays
let's go.
that you wake up like that.
It's horrible, dude. It's horrible. It sucks. At the same time, too, would I trade it in for the world? Probably not, because I know I have bad injuries from Iraq, just like you do, Trey. Like and you know, Dave, I know you're wearing a shoulder brace right now, so I know you're fucked up in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but mine was corrections. So
Hey, man, you were still
Still
fighting
an
to
ass
make sure-
whooping, dude.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm not
No
former
matter
law
how you take
enforcement,
it.
but I know, but I've done corrections before. I worked in a maximum security prison for a year. Greatest year of my life. Anyways,
Good on y'all. I did patrol. I wasn't getting locked up for fucking 12 hours a day.
I'll tell you, it sucks,
Lone
bro.
Wolf.
Lone Wolf, thank you, brother. Hey, we'll keep doing this while you keep driving, man.
Yeah.
As far as Raw ended on a high note, which is really good. I know some people are like, "Oh, Raw's on," like, motherfucker. WWE's been telling me they're going to be overseas, so it's going to be on like at 2-3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I was surprised because you were like, because I was watching it on my break. I was like, what's all this stuff going on? And I get back and I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, because that's when I put in our text message. I'm like, dude, Cena's promo is fire.
I thought it was AI fucking bullshit until
I
like
thought you had a preview of the promo or something.
No,
God, yes.
man, I ain't that
No,
bad.
I was at work.
No, I was just like, because you got to remember, for like 2 more weeks, these next 2 weeks coming up, they're going to be overseas. So
the next show is going to be start an hour earlier than this one started, and then the third show is going to start at the same time this one started.
So 3 o'clock.
Yeah, so
Mr. SOP
3
asked,
and
Cody
2 and
Rhodes or
3.
Cena, guys?
Say again?
I'm going
Cody Rhodes
Cody
or
Rhodes.
Cena?
I'm going Cody Rhodes. I'm starting to like
I'm going
him.
Cody.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm going with my over-the-top theory. What's up, babe?
I like how he gets into some kind of theory or something like that, and something stops him from thinking.
Well, no, because you know my beautiful woman's right here, man.
Yeah, you know,
My
you
beard
don't
is
have
top notch. Tell him, babe.
Hey, shut your ass. Go make some food. So anyways, I love you. Anyway, shit. Anyways,
dude.
no,
Okay, this is
Cody
how
Rhodes. Cody Rhodes
Hold on.
wins.
Hold on, Chino.
Tony,
Tony.
You know, sorry. This is
Shut
what's
up,
gonna happen.
underpants.
We're the next week we're gonna try after what you've been talking to your woman, and next week we're gonna look at you and it looks like you didn't make the sandwich at first. Okay.
First of all, I know they're red and they're puffy.
Yeah, but next week they'll be black and blue.
At work, so fuck all that dumb shit.
Shut up.
Hey, babe, Chops shot you out. So, anyways, Cody's gonna win. He turns heel. I'm telling you, Cody's gonna win. He turns
I
heel
don't think he's gonna win. I don't think he's gonna win.
because it's gonna turn Cena face. Cena chases. I'm telling you, Cena's gonna chase him. Cena's gonna win and then retire, and he's gonna give the belt back to H, like that. We're not gonna have a Medusa thing. We're not gonna have anything like that.
Okay. Here, going off of that, Cody Rhodes is gonna lose. Okay, he's gonna lose, and the chase is him trying to get the belt. It makes a little bit more sense.
I like that better.
Yeah, it makes more sense of Cody Rhodes going after the belt, and it's not gonna be because John Cena only has like 30. He said he's only gonna do wrestling promotions for like 30. He has 36. Okay.
Yes, he has 30. He has 30. He has 30 something dates confirmed, and that's it.
Yeah. And I'm not doing a countdown yet, but let me look at pay-per-views schedules for the live events.
Premium live events.
I think.
Yeah, premium live events.
I know they're coming back to San Antonio, like in June. I think he's going on that one. I'm not gonna go to it because I'm one of those old school bitter vets that if you're not booked, you ain't going. So that's just me. But I know the kid wants to go. She's all
The
like,
last one is the August 31st.
no, see, okay, then him winning doesn't make any sense.
No.
And that's going to be in France. That's the Clash in Paris.
So that's what I'm saying. Cody wins, turns heel. That'll extend John. Like, you know what? No, I need to get this belt back for y'all. You know what? I was wrong. You saw how you thought your golden boy was going to be there for you. No, I've always been there for you. I just took a bump.
No. Okay. Here's the theory. Okay. Loses it at WrestleMania, and then on August 2nd to 3rd, Cody Rhodes wins it back at SummerSlam.
No,
because it's another 2-day event.
It is. But so you're only going to give Cena the belt for 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah.
Well, fuck, if he wins it and retires and automatically, he had it for 2 minutes.
Correct. But I'd rather. But do they want to do that, or do they want to extend their return on investment and keep him going through the rest of the year for the chase to win at the end of the year?
There's nothing at the end of the year. No pay-per-view.
I think
let's do it on the okay.
Like a SmackDown?
No, they would do it on Raw.
Yeah.
Okay, SmackDown Raw, but you would still make that chase. I mean, hey man, at the end of the day, we're just three dudes on the internet just speculating a bunch of bullshit. That's what we're doing, and I love it.
Okay. Granted, but I still want to be right.
You know what, sir? You take it there.
I think that Cody drops it at WrestleMania. I think Cena keeps the belt and keeps shit talking about he doesn't want to be the people's champ or whatever. This is my belt. This is not yours. All that shit. And I think Cody chases him, and then Cena's last match, he drops the belt to Cody.
But he is the people's champ if he wins it, because he's the Rock's champ. And the Rock is the
but you know the angle I'm talking about though.
I know, but
you know how title, yada yada.
Chop, shut up. John wins and then Roman beats him for it.
That's not.
You know what?
That's not far fetched.
Wait, what if that's the favor that calls in? Roman goes to face John, like I don't know, like a.
Who's got Money in the Bank right now?
There hasn't been Money in the Bank.
But that's the thing, is that Roman has that pull where he comes out. I'm challenging you right now. As soon as he goes to the ring, Punk music hits, and then he calls in his favor, beats John.
That's gonna get stupid interesting, dude.
You know what, dude? We're just doing like this whole spider web stuff.
Yeah,
we're not even gonna get to the dark side. We're 53 minutes.
Now we are.
Yeah, we'll get to the dark side right now.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Did you do y'all's research?
Not as much as I should have. That's a given. But
okay.
I did read up a little bit.
Those videos you gave me, and all it was just conspiracy theories.
Okay, that's exactly what that's. First of all, look,
it didn't explain anything.
Okay, look, Sullivan killed Benoit and Nancy, all right, and Daniel. Sullivan did it.
Right, the Taskmaster.
He did it.
So
he would laugh about it at Legends conventions, and I was like, dude, you're dying already. No one's gonna take you to jail. Just admit it. And he went to his grave. I'm sorry, Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame. Oh,
I don't know if I can get behind that one, man, because of the CTE.
Okay,
Yeah.
Minus the CTE. Look at the awesome matches he had. Look how he put guys over. Look how
No. Look
what he did for the business.
I'm talking about the conspiracy theory. I think Benoit should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame as far as
the conspiracy. So when you go and research it, right? When they found woman Nancy, she was tied up in bondage type stuff, like all tied up like bondage. And the thing about it is that if the history that they portrayed or that they let out or whatever's let out. Her and Chris never did that, but her and Kevin did. They were heavy into that. The way that they found Benoit, like the way that he was found with this gym stuff, if you're going to just do yourself in, you're going to do yourself in, right? You're not going to worry about it. But there was like a handkerchief or a neck around his neck. It's all like, why does that matter? You're just going to do it. Like someone took the time to be like, hey, you know what? It's still going to make you look good while I do you and your family in. And then there was.
How do they take down Benoit and make this happen?
So okay, follow me, listen to me. So Benoit calls Chavo, and Chavo's like, "This is weird. I don't like this. What's going on? You okay?" Blah 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 blah. Boom, 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 hey, this and that. And Chavo in the background is hearing like scraping noises. And this is stuff he has said on podcasts and stuff that he has said on videos. And he's even released the phone calls. And it sounds like there's scraping noises going, like someone's dragging a body. So they may have drugged, because there was drugs in his body when that happened. So you have that, and then once again, there was a whole Wikipedia thing where on Wikipedia, legitimately like a day before they were found, it was already said that they were deceased, they were gone, this and that, and people were like, wait, what? How do you know that? What? How do you? There's been no reports. And then it gets changed back, and then like 5 hours later, boom, all this happens. Then when they did the whole back search of doing the IP address, it came from Hartford, Connecticut.
Which is not far from...
Which is WWE.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Benoit died with a weight machine pulley.
Exactly. Around his neck.
Yeah, like he hung him. He
hung himself.
Hung himself with the pulley.
But when you deep dive the research, like he had like a handkerchief wrapped around it. Why would you care?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna do it. Like I'm just gonna. That's it. I'm gonna go out like Robert.
And guys.
I'm gonna go like Robert Carradine and the lead singer from NXS. Minus the lingerie.
Guys are less considerate when they commit suicide than women are. Like that's why you see women do pills and poisons and shit like that versus guys putting guns in their mouths and that kind of shit.
Giving themselves the Smith and Wesson haircut.
Yeah, because women think about, oh, what am I going to look like to the family and blah, in the casket, whereas guys are just like, here we go.
Like,
glad that's over.
Yeah, exactly. So we have that, and like people can debate me about it. Like I've done I don't know how many countless hours of research. I've gone down rabbit holes for this. But that's how I feel about it, or that's what I came to a conclusion. And then plus when you had talked to the piece of shit, it's like, oh, he's home. When you talk to him, like, and the old timers were like, you did it. You did it. Come on, Kev, you did it. The fuck, bro?
That's fucked.
No, and that's the honest truth, dude. You're like,
no. What I was looking, there's what I'm looking at right now was the doctors from the Statesboro Herald. They were struggling with how to take care of their new son Daniel, who had Fraley X syndrome and an inherent form of mental retardation.
Correct, but I don't think that. Think about it this way. Okay, I get that, but at the same time, too, ain't nothing in this world, regardless of what's going on up here.
Son, well, this is going off the doctor. He didn't have. I mean, okay.
No, talk to me, dude.
I was getting the Kevin did it just like OJ. that Carl Baskin did.
Fucking Chops is on just dancing in the chat.
But okay,
Chops.
here's the thing. When I mean, working corrections and everything, you get a mindset of how people work, that they don't work good in a sense to inherently you don't know when a person's going to snap.
Oh yeah. No, I get that.
I mean, I've had days to where I was walking up the run, getting everybody on there in and out, go to a next pod, and the next thing I know is the guy that I just talked to. Yeah, everything's going fine. It's all rainbows and unicorns, and everything is fine. And I get like not like 5 feet, and he's trying to kill himself.
No. Trust me, Dad. No, that happened in Iraq too, dude. Trust me, I know.
Yeah,
I know, brother. Like, it's one of those things like you just don't get it. But for someone who has go, brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And the thing about Kevin, I think what was happening is he probably, and this is, I could be totally wrong, but he probably just kept on hearing the stuff. Was like, oh, you did this, you did it, you're the one, and he got tired of it. And I'm surprised he didn't blow up on it. And on situations like this, I would rather have like an actual factual like evidence that I could see on situations like this, only because you're looking at hearsay on a lot of it.
Yeah, but that's
Yes
the fun.
and no.
That's the fun in conspiracy theories, though.
Because I mean, like, there's so many things. Like,
Fucking it
when
up.
you go back and you listen to like the phone calls, and like I said, the biggest thing was that Wikipedia thing. I was all like,
okay, yeah, that Wikipedia stuff
That is strange.
that's
that
like what the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
I did look that up.
That's almost as bad as this dude who was betting on WWE events, because for the longest time you could bet on WWE events, and he was, and they didn't know who he was. Once again, the IP address came from Hartford, Connecticut. But
The booker.
the thing about it though, like, he was winning every week on Raw, on SmackDown, and on the pay-per-views.
you got to lose some, or you're gonna get caught.
He was winning every week for like, I think he won for like 12, 13 weeks straight, and then he would lose some, but he was calling it down to the second.
Yeah,
of how
that's
long
what
the
the
matches
FBI
were.
would call a clue.
I'm talking about like, this is how long this match is gonna go. This is how it's gonna work. This is how it's gonna end. Blah 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 blah. And people are like, no way, no. And then, boom, 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 boom.
Taking prop bets on how many chair shots.
Yeah,
It wasn't even that. He called it down. They're like, okay, hey, they're gonna do two. They're gonna do two Frankensteiners, and there's gonna be 4 DDTs. And sure as shit, in that match, 2 Frankensteiners and 4 DDTs. And people are like, hold up, dog. Like, wait a minute. Are you like, okay? Okay, what about Cody being Dustin's son?
Okay. The more I look at those motherfuckers, the more I believe that.
I okay.
Really quick, I do need to give a shout out to my buddy Chops.
Okay,
He's the one that just keeps on responding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chops, thank you, brother. I love you, man. You're still a piece of shit, but I love you. Anyways,
that
please
one.
continue, gentlemen.
Okay, there's 2 things that makes me believe it really hardcore,
Continue, sir.
and the list, and just the he doesn't look like the grandfather. He looks more like Dustin.
Yeah.
That one I don't think is
And it's a 16-year age gap.
No, he had the it was
What's
like
the age gap between Dustin and Cody?
Okay, so here's the thing. So Dusty was the American Dream, right?
Yeah.
So you would think, hey, one of the sons wants to be the American Dream, right? This and that. Maybe take the moniker over. I'm the new American Dream, right? But who was the original American Nightmare? Dustin Rhodes.
Goldust was.
Dustin Rhodes was the original American Nightmare in WCW.
Yep. For about 20
And then you're like, well, hey, that's my dad. I'll be the new American Nightmare. I know that's stretching. I know it's grasping. I know it is. But at the same time, too, come on.
Because he kind of would have to be like the American Dream instead of the American Nightmare.
I mean,
and
then one of my favorite ones, and because I know we're gonna get closed on because of time. Vince Russo was actually sent to WCW to bury them.
Yes, on that,
Okay.
I've seen that. That one's actually, I think, it's true.
Okay, because I mean,
there's a lot of if you look back, he didn't really get fired from WWE, and it was at the last. It was literally at the last leg. He was trying. I think what was happening is Vince he knew he was going to buy it because he was already going downhill. It's just he wanted to make it as cheap as possible.
Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. That's another one where I could see it.
And the thing about Vince Russo's all like, no, this and that. Like, first of all, I'm sorry. I have personally met him. I have personally worked with him. It wasn't long. It was just an indie show here and there. He's a piece of shit, dude. He would sell his own mother, his own children for the right amount. Like, he has no morals. Like, I intensely dislike him.
We all know that Vince didn't have a problem stroking a check to people, to cover shit up.
I mean,
sure
look at Paul Heyman. Look at Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
What's the thing?
I mean, look at Tommy Dreamer. He almost showed up at WrestleMania and killed Paul Heyman.
What's the thing with Paul Heyman?
So Paul Heyman, when ECW, so WWE basically was paying Paul Heyman for probably the better half of ECW's tenure.
Oh, okay.
That's why, like, when you were getting like all these, like, I'm sorry, and I say it because I wholeheartedly mean it, that the true victim of the Monday Night Wars was ECW. ECW was something new. It was great. It was an awesome product. I remember watching it as a kid. Tape trading and then all this and that.
It was more hardcore.
But the thing about it is that I didn't know who Rey Mysterio was then. I didn't know who Psychosis was. I didn't know who Dean Malenko was. I didn't know who Chris Benoit. Well, no, I didn't know who Chris Benoit was.
We got some.
I knew who Eddie Guerrero was
out of ECW.
But the thing about it is that, like,
oh yeah,
I didn't know who the Dudleys were. I didn't know who any of these people were. I didn't know who Mike Awesome was. I knew him then, and then he gets to WCW, and he's the fat chick thriller. What? ECW was the victim, and that's another conspiracy. Is that Paul Heyman? He says he took money from Vince, but he said no, I really wasn't on the payroll, and no, motherfucker, you took, like, to this day he still owed people money. Before Chris Candido died, he owed him in the hundreds of thousands.
Actually, he held like $3 million.
Well, I say that because what he owed him, and then Tammy, and then what he owed Taz, what he owed all these. I don't know who Taz was.
This might just be my observation, but it looked to me like, given that theory, it looked to me like we saw a lot more ECW talent in WCW than we did in WWE.
You did. You honestly did, because then you saw Rey Mysterio, you saw Dean Malenko, you saw Eddie, you saw Chris. You saw Chris Jericho.
Raven.
You saw Benoit and Jericho. You saw Psychosis. And that's the thing. That's another thing that pissed me off with Vince Russo, is that he didn't like luchadors. So he's like, let me take the mask off. Let me shit on them.
I fucking love luchadors. He's a piece of shit.
Oh, Vince Russo does it. Vince Russo. People give Jim Cornette so much shit, but Jim Cornette is one of the realest people out there, man. Uncle Jimmy is one of those guys. You're like, I love him. Oh God, I love you. Like him, and then we used to call him Uncle Piercy. Paul Bear.
Percy Pringle.
Percy Pringle. I remember working a bunch of NWA shows, and he'd be there, and he'd be like, "Oh, guys, we're gonna have a great show tonight." And we're like, "Whatever you want, Uncle Piercy, we got it. We'll take care of it." You know, here's the thing, man. Wrestling is weird.
His pants.
Like, he was just a great guy. What?
Oh,
Shut
man.
your ass! I'm doing something. Yes, sir. So, anyways, how about this one, guys? I really want to think about this.
To wrap up on, Chino.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up on this because I want the people who are if anyone's watching, I want you to think about this and do some research about it. All right, here we go. How did we have someone signed by WWE wrestle someone who was signed by WCW to face for the ECW championship?
I don't know.
Well, none of that would have happened without Vince giving the okay.
But who was it though?
You're asking me who fought in the match?
Yeah, who were the guys?
Oh, I don't know.
So it was Taz, who was signed to WWE, wrestled Mike Awesome, signed by WCW, and Mike Awesome still had the ECW belt. So they wrestled for the ECW belt.
Like I said,
here's a conspiracy about it.
Nothing would have happened without Vince.
Well, here's a conspiracy about that. The conspiracy is that not that wouldn't happen without Vince, but that had Ted Turner not given his blessing, they were going to melt the belt at that show.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
that would have been interesting.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Dude.
Once again, working Legends conventions and Legends Fest and stuff like that, you hear things, you ask the old timers, and they're like, they give you that Kevin Sullivan.
That's way worse than putting it in the trash can.
I still think the weird one was Macho Man Randy Savage and Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, Stephanie? Oh, everyone knows about that one.
Yeah.
They actually dated?
I mean, I wouldn't say dated, but they did play the horizontal mumble.
Yeah, they were fucking behind the scenes. Like, and Vince blew a gasket.
Yeah, I would too.
So Vince blew a gasket. That's why Macho Man went from wrestling
to commentating.
The commentating, and then he was like, I don't want to commentate. Well, there's the door, dog. And went to WCW. And then Vince was all like, Macho Man, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're somewhere else now, and we appreciate you, we love you, and this and that. Like, damn, dog, he was, damn, man.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah. Had Ted Turner not given his blessing, they would have melted the belt at the show. That's a theory.
That's kind of an ass move. But, you know.
That's bad.
I'm just saying, dude, like, you've humped these roads and you've worked these guys, and you hear a bunch of, hey, man, it can't be any worse than Jerry Lawler throwing coleslaw into oncoming traffic.
Was he naked?
So, anyways, we'll talk about that. So,
dude, now I got questions. Fuck. All right.
I'll put it this way. In Memphis or in Tennessee, there are 24-hour barbecue places.
Okay.
That will sell you coleslaw by the bucket.
I can see it.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that you take a what the fuck are they called? Sandwich bag.
A sandwich
Okay.
bag.
Fill it with coleslaw, tie it up, poke some holes, and throw it on oncoming traffic.
This was Jerry the King Lawler.
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. That's slander and libel.
Jesus Christ.
What I will say is we'll talk about that next week, though.
All right.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for all watching that are still with us, that are watching. I'm David Dickerman.
Trey Witzel.
I am now the blind ass, fat ass Chino Reyes.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. And goodbye. Almost pressed the wrong thing.